What is up? Welcome to Every Single Guitars, where the goal of this channel is to review every single guitar ever made. Today I got a cool Strat to review. As you can see right behind me, there's two Stratocasters. Right here, this is my main guitar. In my main collection, I have about 8 guitars. Surprisingly, this is the most cheapest one, but still, to me, this is the best Strat I've ever played, regardless of year, regardless of model. But I want to review this guitar right here on my left. This is a Fender Stratocaster Strat Plus model. And the reason why I wanted to pick this guitar up is because, like I said, this is my main guitar. This is a 1993, and this also is a 1993. 93 is my favorite year. I just wanted to see how well this 93 Strat Plus holds up against my main 93 Fender American Standard Strat. So I've always seen this model around, the Strat Plus, but you know, for me, it kind of reminded me of like a Floyd Rose style guitar. Even though there's no Floyd Rose, you know, the fact that it has a metal nut, I've always associated that with a Floyd Rose type guitar. But after doing some more research on the Strat Plus, apparently this is basically a more upgraded version of the American Standard Stratocaster. Since I'm holding both these guitars in my hand at the same time, I could see how this is an upgraded version of the Strat American Standard. So right off the bat, the build is exactly the same. You know, if I was blindfolded and I held both these guitars like this, I haven't weighed it personally, but I think it's safe to say that this is exactly the same weight as this. I can't even feel a minor difference in terms of weight. The neck feels exactly the same. The body feels exactly the same. Everything about this guitar in terms of a build standpoint feels exactly the same. And it is exactly the same. The headstock shape is exactly the same. The neck profile is exactly the same. I think it's like a modern C or a C, some type of C-shaped neck, but it's very comfortable. I think that this is probably the most comfortable neck that I've ever played, and the neck that I prefer the most out of any guitar neck profile. Same bridge design, same saddle, same bridge, same saddle. It has the exact same Fender logo as well. And by logo, I mean the design. It's the same Fender design as well as the serial number being on the front of the headstock, right below the Fender logo. And both of these start with N3 and 3. So these are indeed both 93 Fender American Stratocasters. This neck plate is also the same as well. Same Fender logo design, as well as this small hole on the bottom, which I think is a neck tilt adjustment thing. So from afar, identical guitars, but the major differences between the Strat Plus and the American Standard Strat is the nut. The nut is a metal, maybe brass, but not a bone nut. It's a hard metal nut, and the nut width is a little bit bigger, similar to a Floyd Rose, and it also has a screw on the top of this, whereas this is just a plain bone nut. Another big difference is the tuner. Tuner color is completely different. This is like a silver, chrome-ish, platinum-ish color. This is just standard American Standard tuner that you see on any Fender American Standard Strat. The back is completely different in terms of the tuner. This is a locking tuner mechanism. One of the screws is missing. The last owner, he lost it, but this, I feel like in terms of tuning, may give it a little bit more stability because you're locking the strings, whereas on this one, it's just a normal tuner. But at the same time, you know, the American Standard tuners, any Fender's tuner made in America, they're excellent tuners. So either way, you can't go wrong with them. This just gives you a little bit more, I guess, safety when it comes to tuning the guitar. One small difference is there's no string tree on this. Whereas on this one, on the Fender American Standard Strat, there are 2 string trees. And honestly, I never really understood the point of a string tree, but now I've tried setting this up and I feel like it's a little bit more difficult to set this up and make this stay in tune without buzzing compared to this. And I feel like it has something to do with the string tree, because I've tried setting it up the best I can, but on the low E, there's still a little bit of buzzing, and I don't know how I can get rid of that. I've tried adjusting the saddle, the screw on the saddle. I can't even shave down the nut because it's metal, you know? And I feel like it's something to do with the string tree or the nut, because I've never had this problem of buzzing where I couldn't fix it. This is probably the first guitar that I couldn't fix a buzzing, which is pretty interesting. But from both these guitars, the biggest difference is the pickups. This, in my opinion, is to me the best sounding or most well-rounded sounding pickups on a Strat that I've played. You know, all 5 selectors sound excellent, especially the neck pickup sounds incredible on these. But these are a different type of pickups. Obviously you don't see the metal dots, the metal poles sticking up. This kind of reminds me of a EMG style, you know, David Gilmour style pickups. These are actually called the Fender lace sensors. You know, from a design standpoint, I prefer, you know, a traditional pickup style, because this just gives you a blank look, which is all right, but I prefer original style. But in terms of tone, this sounds very good, and I'll do a test in a little bit. But I actually took off the pick guard to see the wiring underneath, and I took off the pick guard on this to see the wiring underneath, and I compared the two, and the wiring is completely different. I forget the exact details because, you know, I don't have it unscrewed right now, and I haven't taken a photo of it, which I should have. But the wiring on this is much more complex than on this one. But overall, just from a guitar standpoint, excellent guitar. Basically a American Standard Strat that's upgraded. A Strat Plus. Basically this guitar, but with a little bit more bling, I'd say. Mainly because of the platinum color tuners and the metal nut and the pickups. But other than that, identical guitars. And I'll show you how this guitar sounds. So this is the neck. Position 4, the one below the neck one. Middle. Let's try the bridge. That's weird. When I play with an amp, the buzzing isn't as prominent as without the amp, which is pretty interesting. I feel like it's a lot brighter, or not a lot, but a little bit brighter than a regular sounding Strat. I don't know what it is. Oh dude, I broke my nail. No wonder it's kind of weird to play. Because of this broken nail, it's making me double pick. It's weird. Even though this isn't a Strat Plus review, I'll give you a little tone test of my main guitar. I still prefer my main guitar. Sounds good as well. So as you can see, both are pretty quality sounding guitars. I feel like this has a little bit brighter sound than this. Even though they both sound good, they don't sound similar. I feel like this has a more traditional Strat tone. This has a Strat tone, but with a little bit chiminess, a little bit more brighter. I don't know how to really describe it, but overall, this is an excellent guitar, an excellent Stratocaster. Tone rating, I'd probably give this an 8 out of 10. Build, this is an 8.5. This is an 8.5 as well. In terms of build quality, I don't see any difference. It's just what you will expect from a American-made Stratocaster. Excellent quality in terms of build, excellent quality in terms of tone, very durable. These are probably one of the most durable guitars ever made. So if you see a Strat Plus from the 90s or late 80s, or a American Standard from the 90s, you will not regret either purchase. Both are great guitars, and at the end of the day, it's the player that matters the most, in my opinion.